Shenmue was a revolutionary game when it came out for multiple reasons. You had these stunning graphics and the open world concept, which was very new for its time. One reason that not many people talk about even today is the plot structure itself. Yes, a lot of us will just make jokes about sailors and such when the topic comes up, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today.
Ryu-san, I'm alright, but Hazuki-sensei...
My father?
The concept of player agency and player autonomy within gaming is once again a hot topic, especially with the hype around Final Fantasy VII Remake finale. People are talking about just how strange it is that a man is literally in the process of killing the entire planet within, I don't know, like hours, yet the player can opt to ignore this as they gallivant through an open world visiting a theme park, snowboarding, and breeding chocobos. See, many games up until Shenmue feature these big, grandiose villains, and the plot usually encompassed fighting some esoteric godlike entity on the verge of destroying the world, or something equally metaphysical. Who doesn't love a big, flashy story to play through? This wasn't just the case with console games, but PC games, as well as Japanese games and Western games. Many people might say it's impossible to have an RPG that treats the plot seriously from beginning to end while keeping things fun and without restricting player agency. But Shenmue is a game that was designed from the start to have full player autonomy while never interfering with the gravity of the plot. Even when we look at games that heavily borrow directly from Shenmue, like the Yakuza series, we see a formatting disconnect. Among much impending doom from hostage situations to mass murders, the player can happily choose to ignore all of it for a bit, take a breather, play some UFO catcher, or deal with some wacky side quests that have no bearing on the terrible situations currently at hand. Yakuza, to its credit, plays this up for comedy, and I think that's what makes the series so endearing. With Shenmue though, Yu Suzuki was working within a setting that wasn't some fantastical landscape, but an open, living, breathing simulation of 1980s Japan. There's a night and day cycle, weather patterns, a world showing the mundane and average parts of life. And with this, the need to actually offer a gameplay experience that won't clash with the plot movement. We are all used to this in games. A big bad is rushing to destroy the entire planet while you remain blissfully relaxed, just playing cards, or plucking ingredients, or dealing with a sexual predator octopus, or grappling with a random dude on a mountain. Here, the idea of player agency starts to clash with the urgency we're meant to feel in the story. We as gamers are used to this cadence, because hey, if we want fun, you have to suspend a little bit of belief. So how does Shenmue make gacha collection, arcade games, and random banter about sailors work within its plot frame? Well, think about it. Who's the villain of Shenmue? Well, it's Lan Di. Let's think about Lan Di. You see him for approximately 2 microseconds. He shows up, kills your father, and then for good measure, runs over a cat with his fancy car.
You and I have a lot in common. Our parents died on the same day.
He's gone. Lan Di is eating caviar in China while watching the sunset. He has no bearing on the plot or the forward motion of the game going forward. He doesn't affect anything. He's never seen again. He's not about to eat the world or transform into some cosmic force that will rain destruction down on all existence. He did something bad, he took a mirror, and then he dipped out. So who or what is the antagonist of the game if Lan Di is a totally absent villain? Well, if you think about it, what is driving the game? It is Ryo's environment. It is Ryo's desire for growth, for revenge, for figuring this all out. All of the higher conflict in Shenmue is happening to Ryo as he deals with the situation Lan Di leaves him in. He's figuring out his life, trying to grapple with losing his father. He's investigating, searching, trying to come to terms. There's no impending doom as the crappiest stuff has already sort of taken place. And as we all know, an investigation will take time. Uncovering the seedy underbellies spanning 2 different countries is not a quick job. So when you as the player decide to just go, hey, you know what? Today, I'm going to take it easy and just collect toy capsules. It can still fit within the story. There is no impending threat. The threat is gone, and you're experiencing the aftermath. You're just a teenager trying to figure out your next steps, how to become stronger, and exploring your path to vengeance, and what moves might be right or wrong along the way.
Today we had our college orientation, but you weren't there.
Yeah.
Have you decided where to go?
Not yet, but if I go, it'll have karate.
It's about time you started studying for the entrance exams.
Yeah, I know.
I'm worried about you. And with exams...
This is how those plot disconnects are closed. Want to play arcade games all day? Well, you're a young adult who's just experienced a horrible loss. It makes sense. Want to train in the park all day? Well, yeah, it's good to focus your energy on something physical with everything that's going on around you. Plus, you're going to need to get stronger if this path of vengeance is one you're going to take. And even something that has been memed to death, like walking around and yelling about sailors, makes sense in this case. What else could Ryo do? He's a teenager in the 1980s trying to find some random guy who killed his father and left the country. What do you really expect him to be able to do? Ryo is a teenager in the 1980s, forging an emotional path. He's not hanging out yelling at people in random bars while he should be stopping, say, a tall angry guy with one wing from dropping a literal meteor on the planet. And this leads to the one big concept that underlies a lot of people's criticisms of Shenmue. When we're used to the urgent winds of evil coming right for us, it can be hard to square ourselves with the game pacing that lets us just vibe. You're just a kid and you've got a big undertaking in front of you, finding and defeating a Chinese mobster chilling somewhere across the border. What can you really do but just start exploring your options, asking people random things?
Nowadays, soccer is hip.
Here, even the more mundane actions Ryu can take can all fit right into the plot without conflicting at all with the overarching themes of the story. The plot, the protagonist, the villainous catalyst, all of these elements are set up in Shenmue in such a way that allows every action a player takes to settle comfortably into the overall game experience. From sitting around, wandering, punching stuff, getting capsules from gacha machines, and yes, even just joyriding on a forklift. It all fits into the plot in a way that doesn't cause any sort of disconnect. We can critique the game for many things, but something I've always enjoyed about it is that no matter how I spend my time playing it, it always comes together just fine. It's a really interesting experience when you feel that one-to-one with a game. And I can't help but feel that's why Shenmue resonated so much with so many gamers in the late 90s.